Okay, greetings everyone. I'm having some screen problems here. I'm gonna have it correct in a moment, and I have a great message for the youth. If you're a youth, teenager to 25, hold on. I got a great message for you in a few minutes, maybe even seconds. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of studying about the problems we're having these days, and being an elder, I have lived through a lot of things that's going on that started years ago, and we had no idea they would result in what's happening today. So, first off, if you're a melanated youth, I want to apologize to you because we did mess things up. Not me personally, but your grandfathers, grandmothers, great grandmothers, great grandfathers. We sold out. We sold out your future. That's why you're raging wild in the streets, looking for looking for love. That's what you're looking for. Looking for acceptance. Looking for who you are. Because we didn't tell you. We didn't provide for you. Right now I'm providing for my family future by putting them in a trust. What did that mean? That means all the things I've earned during my lifetime. It's not going back to the man. It's going to them where nobody can touch it. Now, meanwhile, we got to fix the education system because I know why you don't want to be in school. Because they're not teaching you nothing. I know you why you don't want to go to work, but they're not paying you nothing. So all this by design is to make you a criminal. No, you didn't just wake up one morning and say, I think I'll sell drugs, or I think I'll be a robber, I think I'll be a con. You didn't just wake up and decide that. Those things were decided for you by giving you very limited opportunities, giving you no opportunities. If you're in the hood, the only person you see who had some wealth was a drug dealer. Do you know who brought drugs into this country? The man, the man, the man. We didn't do that. So I didn't fall into the trap. My trap I fell into to escape the trap they had set for me was going to the military. And that was a worse trap because they want you to kill people. Well, I avoid killing anyone, but yeah, I was their army. I was in their army. Not my army, their army. So when I came back, I said, man, what happened? It was like a war had swept the neighborhood. People on dope, women going wild, running naked in the streets, children going up wild. See, I'm talking about the men specifically. This is emotional for me because I'm not innocent. I deserted my family more than once. Two families I've deserted because I couldn't provide for them. I punked out. And as an elder, I'm saying, man, that's the worst mistake I made in my life was leaving my families. Don't you do it. If you have children, man, you got to be strong. A strong man don't mean slapping a woman around. No, that's not being strong. A strong man is taking it for the sake of the children. Stay with her. Yes, she's hard to get along with, but you got to be strong because you want your children to have more than what you have. You can make it legally, You got to search and find a way. It's hard because, like I say, nobody want to give us a chance. They make you go to drugs. They make you a criminal. But you got to be strong and avoid the traps. You can find some penny ass job, yes, but see, the thing about a penny ass job is that you have a future in that. You're not going to always be working for pennies. You can grow up, you can raise yourself up. You're not going to always be making $5 an hour. Yeah, you're going to start off like that. But selling drugs, since it's a crime, man, there's no future in that. They're ready to lock you up. They're ready. They're building prisons now to lock you up. After they force you into a crime, well, let's say they didn't force you, actually really push you, but you was weak. You didn't want to work for pennies. So you went out there and said, well, I'd rather die than to work for pennies. Well, yes, your choice you can make. But I'm speaking to the men who want to be examples to their children. Because nobody's going to get us out this trap but us. Don't look for the government to have any programs for you. They ain't going to happen. And they talk about hate bills and hate laws. Man, them people the biggest haters on the planet. And they know it. And they're building traps for you and I every day. The women don't know it. They caught in the traps. They're the biggest supporters of this system. But why are they doing it? Because they have to raise the children. You think they want to be out there doing what they're doing? No. So I say it's our responsibility as grandparents because we had institutions set up. And on the promise of integration, we let all that stuff fall down. We destroyed the future by integrating. That was a trick that we fell into. We had on, I want you to, look, I want to provide you with a view of what it was like in the 60s, 50s, before integration. Don't think you never had nothing. No, we had everything. You go back to the 20s, we was the richest people in America. Now, that was before my time. That was in my mother's day. But she told me about it. Yeah, we was the richest people in America. They're not going to put this on the news. All thing they want to tell you about is slavery. Why do they always talk about slavery? Because they want to keep you a slave. But we were the richest people in this country. The Roaring Twenties wasn't about them. They switched the script. The Roaring 20 was about you. You were the people on high. You was the people in Hollywood. You was the people in the dance hall and dance clubs. You was the people making commerce and building. That was you. But they have changed history. They always rewrite history. Every 50 to 70 years, they rewrite history. I'm watching this story channel on TV where they're telling a story, they retelling a story. You know why? Because after 50 to 70 years, things happen back. Okay, let's take like in the 20s. If you're 20 years old, okay, by the time 2000 get here, well, hey, you 80 years old. Most of those people died. Few people live past 80. Okay, so they changed the history because nobody can say that's a lie. All them people died. They do it every 80 years or less. And they keep putting out these slavery movies to make you think you never had nothing. And if you keep thinking you never had nothing, in your mind is you never will have anything. They trying to make that a part of your psyche, that you'll never be anything. Because they want you to think you never had anything. Look, I'll tell you what else saved me from the traps. Being a part of the Nation of Islam. Yes, that saved me from the traps because they taught our greatness in there. Yeah, it's a religion. Yeah, it's not right, but it's a hell lot better than the Christian churches. I'll tell you that. I'm talking about in the black community because they just ripping you off with the whole that rhetoric, all that talk, emotional filled talk. You know why they do that? To appeal to the women, because the women see that as strength. When a man is talking all that emotional, oh yes, we gonna be a people. Just talk. Why they ripping you off? And God said, and God come here, and all that talk just to rip you off. The women fall for that. Yeah, because they want to see a strong man. They want to see power. So they gravitate to that. Men, we ain't going for that. Because we know what the Negro's doing. We know he ain't living a righteous life. You can look at him and tell. Just look at him and tell he ain't right. But at least in the nation, you had examples of being upright, being clean. You know, so that kept me from a lot of traps, is being upright, being honorable. That's a word I want you to really understand. Being honorable. That's why a lot of people are getting knocked off right now because of honor. You selling drugs and you're a runner and you don't bring back his money. Yeah, that's dishonorable. But I'm not saying that's right. I'm saying that these are traps that they laid for you. All this was planned for you. Years ago, they planned for you. First, they planned to take away your nationality so you wouldn't know who you are, to separate you from humanity by calling you black, African, by contaminating your blood so you don't know who your ancestors are. Yeah, we related to Africa, but no, we're greater than Africans. Africans came from us. In my lifetime, the revolutionary zeal in the 50s is what caused the African to come over here and see the struggle, and they went back home and started fight for independence. They didn't just come with that. They was inspired by us here. So that right there shows you who are the greatest people. You're the greatest people, not no Africans. And over 60 years, 50 years, and they still trying to get free. And they got their own land. Something wrong with that. They fighting now. They fighting. They're doing better than they did 50 years ago. But we're the inspiration for the whole world. That's why everybody around the world is doing rap. Just like in the 20s, just like in the 40s and 50s, everybody was doing rock and roll because we set the standards. We set the standards and the tune, and then people come behind us and steal our product and whitewash it as theirs. That's been happening for centuries. Well, I hope I gave you something to think on. I'm not going to bore you, but the solution is find you an escape. Don't fall into the trap, young people. Get you a little job. Work your way up. You can do it. Teach your children. You got to be honorable because the traps are set for you. Call on God in whatever way you see Him. And don't trust the older people who's stuck in their system because they can't help themselves. How can they help you? I'm starting a foundation with my wealth, and I want to go to the youth. So if you're interested, leave your contact information, and I'll see if you qualify. Because we got to do this for ourselves. Nobody else coming to help us. Nobody's coming to save us but us. So this is my call out to y'all. And though I have a black screen, I want you to imagine a beautiful, colorful, harmonious future. You got to see it to be it. The picture is not as black as they paint it because they don't want you to succeed, because they know if you're given an equal chance, you're going to beat them at every turn. That's why they keep opportunities away from you, for their own survival. They cannot compete with you and I. We're much smarter at every level, not just physically, not just in baseball and football. No, we can do it mentally too. Do you know 9% of the people at NASA are melanated people? The brightest from the hood. No, you never see that on TV. Get rid of that idiot box. Don't watch it. It's a programmed thing to keep you blind, deaf, and dumb. Now, I can tell you how to watch it, how to learn from it, but you got to be taught that. If you want to be taught that, how to watch TV, that's something you need to be taught. You can't just watch it ignorantly because it's a lot of programming in there. So I've been on here for 6 months, and I've maybe talked to 2 or 3 people who was interesting. But look, I'm trying to build something with y'all. If y'all want to build, I'm here. I got the finance, so if I don't have it, I know people who do have the finances. Let's put it like that. I know people who do have the finances. But we got to come together and make up things, make plans of what you want. What we want. We want to build something to last, something we can pass down to our children. Bottom line. Okay, that's what I have for y'all. Till next time. This is Old School out.